Larian Studios have finally released Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm absolutely loving what I have experienced so far. It is important for me to say, this is not the 100% review I'm currently working on, rather just some brief impressions based on approximately 40 hours on the final version of the game, in addition to over 1,000 hours I had on early access. I will be showing gameplay from relatively early parts of Act 1 and character creation. Baldur's Gate 3 is the most complex, option-rich RPG I have ever played, where choices genuinely matter, meaning it was simply impossible for me to complete the game during the time frame provided for reviews. The game rewards a patient, methodical approach to playing, so there is no point trying to rush anything simply for a review. Larian Studios released Baldur's Gate 3 almost 1 month earlier than initially planned, thus sacrificing time that could have been spent polishing the game. But, true to form, Larian Studios have been fully transparent during the review process, provided a full list of issues to reviewers, and have been updating the game with patches on a daily basis. I personally have only experienced a few very minor glitches so far, such as a character avatar randomly turning blank for a couple of minutes, but nothing which impacted upon my enjoyment of the game or would give me cause for concern. In the UK we have a saying, it does exactly what it says on the tin, and if you've watched any of the official marketing materials, interviews or panels from hell from Sven Vinker and Larian Studios, they are an accurate representation of what you are getting in the final version of the game, with the caveat that my opinion is currently based on only playing the first half of Baldur's Gate 3. If you are experienced with early access, you will find a noticeable upgrade in terms of performance, and a myriad of improvements and additional details throughout Act 1. As stated previously, I believe Baldur's Gate 3 has the potential to be the best RPG I have ever played, and should be in the conversation for the best game you can play. While I cannot confirm that until I've finished the game, the time I've spent playing Baldur's Gate 3 so far does give me confidence that Larian Studios have fulfilled this potential. The 100% review, which is going to be one very long in-depth look at Baldur's Gate 3, might take a month or more. As for me, I need to get back to romancing Shadowheart. Let's just say this game really rewards you if you connect with your chosen paramour and party members. Now, I will show you the origin characters, and I hope you'll have an amazing time playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Hello, darling. Don't be shy. I promise not to bite until we've been formally introduced. My name's Astarion, and I've spent a century stalking the night, hunting for pretty morsels just like you. A man called Cazador made me what I am, kept me like a pet, forced me to do his bidding. No more. The Tadpole's influence broke his dominance over me, and now I can finally pursue the one thing I've hungered for these long, dark years. Revenge. I'm going back to Baldur's Gate to track Cazador down in his lair. I'll be the last thing the bastard ever sees.
Since I was born in the cold reaches of world space, I have known but one purpose. To wield a silver sword and ride a red dragon in service of my regent, the Githyanki Queen Vlaakith. My first step on this path is to slay a mind flayer and bring its head to my queen. There is no flesh I will not carve, and no barrier I will not shatter to see it done. I am the one who sunders. I am the Undying Queen's most unshakable warrior. I am Lae'zel of Kalir.
Well met, stranger. You find yourself in the presence of the renowned wizarding prodigy, Gale of Waterdeep. Please, no need to be intimidated. My virtuosic talents once caught the eye of the goddess of magic herself, Mystra, who named me her chosen, and her lover. Thanks to a slight miscalculation on my part, that relationship eventually soured, as did the greatest of my powers. Now I'm merely a humble wizard on the road to redemption. Unless I can find the path to something greater.
My name is Shadowheart, loyal servant of Shar, goddess of darkness and loss. There is little more I can tell you than that. My Lady Shar tasked me with a mission of such secrecy that I surrendered great swathes of my memory in order to safeguard the knowledge of it. All I know is that I must bring the artifact I hold to Baldur's Gate, and that nothing can stand in my way. My goddess is watching.
"7 years ago, I was exiled from Baldur's Gate, the city I call home. My name is Will, but the people of the Sword Coast call me the Blade of Frontiers, champion of the meek, defender of the innocent. The truth isn't quite so simple, but they're right about one thing. I hunt monsters, and I always catch my prey. My latest target is a devil, and I'm right on her tail. Once I'm through with her, she'll never escape the fires of the first hell."
Years ago, I was sold to the Archdevil Zariel. She put a Hellfire engine in my chest and made me her prize soldier. But I've escaped now. Thank you, Mind Flayers. And I've got a few scores to settle. If this engine doesn't burn me to ash first, I'll need people I can trust. An infernal mechanic, and a serious amount of luck. But you know what? I'm not worried. After 10 years in the Hells, I can take on anything. I've got my chance at freedom, and believe me, I'm going home.
My rancid blood whispers to me, kill, kill, and kill again. My ruined body yearns to reap death in this world. And when this foul urge calls, it possesses my whole being. Injured beyond repair. I know nothing besides this. I must resist the dark urge, lest it consume my mind. I must discover who I was and what happened to me before my twitching knife hand writes a tragedy in blood.